Underdawgs Podcast. It's your host T. Lee and my co-host Jock Cowden. The most known unknown will realize.
Was pulling up, they acting like they couldn't see me. Now she wanna clean me up like a squeegee. I told her that's on me, baby, like yellow BZ. With the peanut butter tear like a Reese.
Everybody's plotting on their downfall and maybe not expecting them to win, but they come out on top anyway.
They don't forget the underdog when they see me. I hit them with the John Cena, they can see me.
We're gonna work hard. We're gonna stay dedicated. We're gonna be motivated.
I don't know, being an underdog is probably more of a compliment for me.
Out of sight, out of mind. All I'm saying, just be careful who you idolize. I'm kicking this scripture just before the fame. Ain't no cap in my words, I go against the grain.
If you move like keeping it peach and keeping it real, like that's an underdog.
Surpass those long expectations. You're able to keep going no matter what.
You want to keep setting an example for people to follow. So the underdog isn't the loser.
Underdog is really honing in on your talents, dog. Don't let the compliments get you high.
But as an underdog, all you got is you. That's when you at your peers. You have to go through that phase so that you can be prepared for what's coming your way.
Yo, what it do, good people? We back again. Like, we ain't just left, you feel me, with another episode. But this is season 6. We got another special guest on episode 18, Queen of the Misfits, featuring New England, Massachusetts own recording artist, singer, writer, RIAA certified Nim K. You feel me? Before we bring it in, though, you know we got to show the vibes, though. This Nim K, Stu Pickles. Official music video.
Don't wanna ask, just give me the bag. I don't wanna fuss, just give me the cash. Acting like I don't do what I do here in real life. Why they chatting like they ain't calling me? What the fuck is the hype? Cause they stay on the block, I make all the rules. It is what it is, I do what I do. Baby, I'm too smooth. Someone should have told you. Little baby, a boo-hoo. Got you stuck, don't know what to do. Be careful with your next move. Cause firefly only shine at night. When the morning comes, baby, out of sight.
Hey.
I don't wanna knock, just give me the half. I don't wanna talk, you shaking that ass. Acting like I don't do what I do here in real life. Why they grilling like they got some beef with me? What the fuck is the hype? Cause I'm chilling on dogs, get lit with my crew. It is what it is, I do what I do. Baby, I'm too smooth. Someone should've told you. Little baby, a boo. Got you stuck, don't know what to do. Be careful with your next move. Cause firefly only shine at night. When the morning comes, baby, out of sight.
Y'all already know what's going on. Yeah, we gotta let them vibes just mellow out.
Firefly only shine at night. When the morning comes, baby, out of sight.
Y'all know what's going on. We're gonna go on and bring in here Nim K.
Hi, everybody.
What it do, Nim K? How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good on this beautiful Sunday.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, welcome to the Underdawgs Podcast. We're here now. Appreciate you taking time out your schedule. You know, as you just said, you've been beating the road for the last 3 days and stuff. So let's just jump right back into it though. Like, if someone closest to you would describe you, what would they say is your personality outside the artistry?
I'm the same person. I'm Nim K, and Nim K is me. I'm the same person on and off the stage. I've been me since I was born. Like, people will tell you, like, no matter how much time has passed, anything, I'm still me. Like, that's my superpower. Like, I'm just me. No matter what I'm doing, I'm always gonna be me. You know.
Nah, that's what's up for real. Cause that's really how it should be. Even as an artist, you just go into it as yourself. Not really trying to duplicate or be something that you're not. You feel me? So
Yeah, I think the biggest mistake a lot of artists make is like they're almost being a persona or like a character, and then they have to keep being that character,
yeah.
like, and it gets tiring, and it's like I don't have time to pretend to be anything I'm not, so I might as well just be me,
Real talk, they be like some wrestlers every time the camera cut on. You feel me? Oh yeah, straight up. Like, man, we ain't doing all that for real. So, speaking of 2024, like, how has this year treated you so far, both personally and professionally?
Being 10 years, 20 years into the game, having experienced. So I just feel so blessed. Like, no matter what adversity or anything I face, I just feel blessed, and I continue to remind myself how lucky I am to, you know, be with the people I'm with, the team I have, because this industry will chew you up and spit you out. And I got some really good people around me, so I just think the theme for this year is just blessed, and I've been learning so much.
Nah, that's important though. The last show I was just on, speaking of that team is everything, and everybody all in, and like you say, everybody stick to the plan and be original, that matters the most. So what lessons you learned this year that you're gonna carry on to 2025? Like, I don't believe in that as soon as January 1st hit, I'm just gonna be this whole like in one day. Like, nah, we gotta been already working on this for real.
I think the biggest lesson this year is to always be prepared and ready. You never know, like, when the opportunity is gonna present itself to you. So you always gotta be on point. You always gotta be prepared to kind of just do whatever it takes, because like you could sit there and be like, "Oh, I'm not ready," and then the opportunity goes to somebody else, or you never get that opportunity again. So just always being prepared and always being ready for anything that comes your way, because like a lot of the opportunities that I've gotten this year have been last minute, have been like stuff I wasn't like planning on doing, but I'm always ready, for any opportunity, or ready to do what is asked of me, big or small. And I just think that's like the biggest lesson I've learned this year, is that like you just got to be ready and willing to be prepared for anything that comes your way.
Nah, I respect that. And again, like I say, very like appreciative of you taking time out your schedule for this, because I know you got a productive schedule with the music and everything else going on. So hey, we the underdogs, we just feel appreciated, with any little thing that come our way. So how do you feel you grown as a person and an artist in the last few months?
Well, it's a lot of firsts for me. Not sheltered by any means, but I've kind of been I'm a late bloomer, so there's a lot of things I have, like, this year was the first year I ever drove out of state by myself.
Type
Um,
stuff.
like, I've changed. I think I've turned into like a woman, like at the beginning of like maybe 2023, the end of 2023, I feel like I was still, not a little girl, but like I was still not quite yet a complete adult. um and now I feel like there's so many things I'm I'm taking on, so many responsibilities, and I'm becoming like the woman I knew and always have planned on being. But it's so surreal, because it's like, compared to the beginning of the year to now, like I'm not even the same person. I've changed in so many ways, where even when, like I don't want to do something, or even when, like, I don't really want to take the blame or whatever, like I've learned that, like, growing as a woman, especially in the industry, like you got to take a lot of L's and you got to take a lot of things on the chin. But that doesn't mean that, you're like, you really took a L, like, if you know what I'm saying. It's hard for me to kind of
Nah, facts.
word it.
It's
Almost
like
like,
it might suck in the moment, but it's just like, all right, I know how to flip this into a W though. Cause I mean it's
yeah,
still pushing you forward.
exactly. That's what comes with being an adult. Like, there's a lot of things we don't want to do. There's a lot of things that, like, we don't necessarily understand or feel is fair, but you
Mhm.
still got to keep going. The show must go on no matter what. And I think I've grown a lot personally, just as an individual, and I just keep getting better and better, and I just keep liking myself even more and the person I'm becoming, because of so many of the people around me, they're, role models, real role models. So I aspire to be just like them. Like, there are no days off. Like, a lot of the people around me work so hard, and it encourages me and inspires me to work just as hard, and I've just grown up so much in this year. Like, this is the most growth I think I've experienced in a year, because there's a lot of things that I've done, a lot of firsts, like I said, and I love the person I'm becoming.
I had this conversation yesterday, another show. I was like, it's really just when you sit there and you sit back realizing like what it's becoming, basically. Not what it's going to be, what it's becoming. Like you're in the moment, like, oh snap, like cause you usually just on go. And it's like then when you're used to doing certain things, you're like, all right, it's just another thing, like something I'm just doing. Like, but then you really like, damn, I really just did that. Like, is this new
Yeah.
for me and stuff like that. And I feel like as an artist, like, yeah, we do get in a space where we comfortable with our craft, we confident, we know what we doing, we pipe it how we pipe it. But then it's like sitting back and you really like when you got a moment to really reflect on it, because you know your journey, you know where you started at, and you looking at where you at now and stuff like that. Like it's amazing. So and the show goes on
Yeah,
like Lupe, you
a lot of
feel me? They got to.
right. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people this year have asked me, like, all the things I've been experiencing, like, oh, how was this? How was that? And I'm like, bro, I'm just trying to enjoy the moment. Like, I'm not even
Yeah.
trying to get like, like, even though a lot of the things that have been happening, like, are like, like, really just like, whoa, that just happened. I've been trying to just like stay level headed. I don't want to get a big head. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I've just been really enjoying every moment that I can for what it is, because once you tackle one thing, bro, it's over and it's on to the next
Yeah.
hustle. It's on to the next thing. So
Straight
like,
up.
I've just been making sure I'm taking time to really enjoy all these beautiful moments for what they are, and like, even just looking back, in my camera roll from a month, like, it's like, what? Like, every month, like, I'm entering a new chapter every month. Like, I'm just getting into a new, it's like, bro, I'm just changing by the week, so I'm just trying to enjoy everything while it lasts, because everything's moving so fast.
Nah, fast. You got to, and like you say though, it's more like, hey, on to the next one. Next, for real.
Literally.
So let's go back to the foundation. Growing up in Peabody, what unique experiences, shape who you are today, just from your perspective?
Well, Peabody is just a
Oh, it's
place,
Peabody.
like,
My bad. I said
oh, it's
Peabody.
okay,
Oh
it's okay, it's okay, everyone says Peabody.
my.
Yeah, but yes, that's that New England, that North Shore thing, like, like, Gloucester, like, all these different, Worcester, like, no one pronounces anything right,
Yeah, I'm from the
so,
South, so
but
we just our term lingo just yeah.
that's okay, but yeah, like, growing up in Peabody, it was a unique experience, because, like, you figure it's like it's the suburbs, but it's not. Like,
Mhm.
it's like right near, like, all the major highways. Like, it has a lot of things, like, people go, like, there's a huge mall there. Like, there's not a lot of, like, places to go like that in
Yeah.
Massachusetts. You know what I mean? So, growing up in Peabody, like, everyone's parents know each other. Like, everybody knows, it's a huge city, but everybody knows each other. And it's like one of those places where, like, it's really clicky. Like, it's really like, oh, this is tradition. This is how it was when I was in
Mhm.
high school. So this is how it's gonna be for you. So, like, I've
Ooh.
always been I've always been a misfit. Like I've always been different. I've always just gone to the beat of my own drum. So I've challenged a lot of the norms and the boxes that people try to put me in, because I am different, and I've always known that I was different since I was born, But like New England, the North Shore, like Peabody, like where I'm from, it's a very, very cliquey place, and people are scared of different because everything's been so like so consistent and
Yeah.
so the same for so long. So I, I was I was I was bullied my whole life. I was bullied my whole life. I was really just affected by so many things, and like it was a tough place to grow up in because like people expect so much from you. You know what I mean? And like I never gave them that. I always still did what I wanted to do. I fought, to be the person I am. So that being said, it's like I bring that energy everywhere I go. Like, so it's just it's one of those places, where people don't like. I mean, you figure this Justin Clancy's from there, like there's a few other artists that have come out of Peabody, and it's not easy. It's the opioid pandemic, was going on, when I
Yeah.
was in high school. By the time you get to senior year, half of those kids have either dropped out, have died from drug overdoses, or
Mm.
are in night school. A lot of people don't make it out of there and do what I'm doing, so it's like it's not a place, for people to really chase their dreams. And I just feel like I needed that in order to challenge my will to really become who I am today, because it wasn't the easiest upbringing. I went to a Catholic school. I always went to private school until I got to high school. I had to fight somebody, always had to do something crazy. So like it was kind of like, like my truancy officer told me, oh well, maybe it's just you. I'm like, so I'm getting bullied for being me? Like
Right.
that's some crazy advice for an adult to be giving a child, saying, oh, don't be yourself, try to fit
And
in.
don't
Like,
stand up for yourself or what
yeah.
you don't have your own thoughts.
Yeah,
You
so
know what I
I'm just
mean?
a big advocate for, always be yourself no matter how bad it hurts or anything. And like I had to go through a lot, and you figured the whole time I never did drugs because, all the shit that can happen. Like I didn't drink. Like I didn't start drinking and smoking until I was like maybe like after I was 21, Like so I went through all that sober. Like I went through all of that pain, and I was present for all of it, and it's helped me. Even though like a lot of horrible things happen, I'm really thankful because now I'm prepared and equipped with the skills and the knowledge that I need to, maneuver and to really be a staple in this industry. If I didn't go through all those hardships or had to fight to be who I am so hard, I don't think I'd be here right now on this podcast, or I wouldn't be, talking to people like you that value that, as an underdog, because I've always been an underdog. I've always rooted for the underdog, so it like that's kind of where I'm coming from, growing up in Peabody.
Nah, that's real. And it's crazy you said what you said, because I'm like, it aligns with the other show we just did last week or 2 weeks ago. And the guy was like, the place he grew up in, he's a dope artist too. I be reposting this stuff all the time. Like he do a lot of stuff contributing to hip hop. And he's a generative artist. But he was like, I didn't grow up like, he was like his town was all redneck type of vibes and this type of way. And he was the one that was like, I'm not going along with the program. Like he said, like you said, it makes him a misfit, And I feel like, as a creative or anything, we just live different. We different. Like I'm a left-handed person. I'm different regardless. Like I use both sides of my brain. So, but now we just see the world different. So the norm is not, and it's wherever you from. Like in my city, the same way. I got a different way of thinking. That's where I'm at right now. I'm not. My mind goes beyond that, But it's just like you say, moving at your own beat, moving at your own thoughts, and it's like I know I'm in control of me, and I can control for the most part. I can control the narrative of where everything going. Some things are out of my control, but my destiny and where I'm headed, I got full control of. So it's nobody to tell me what you should do it like this or you should be like this. don't think like this. Like, nah, I never went along with that myself. So what aspects of Massachusetts do you think set it apart from other places, you know, that you've been?
Well, I feel like New England as a whole is like
Mm-hmm.
no other. You figure like there's like you know five states, you know, like Massachusetts, Connecticut seats. So Connecticut, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Maine, and New Hampshire. That's 5 states, and that's a lot of energy, you know, for like one basketball team, for one football team, for one baseball team, you know. So I think like it's the original like founding place of America. Like that's where it all started, you know, was Boston, you know, was Massachusetts. So it's kind of such a rich history here, and there's such like development. Everything is so developed, and there's so much. I mean, you figure we have the top schools, the top medical, we have a lot of the top everything. So when I do go other places, it's sometimes it's weird because it's like I'm so used to like the cream of the crop, like the best of everything, you know. So even here it's tough because, you know, there's so many people in such a small place. You
Yeah.
have to be the best. Like be number one, you have to literally be the best against all these people in such a small place. So it's
Yeah,
like
I
it
feel that.
really you strive for more because like it's so developed here that it's like just doing like you could go somewhere else and be the best because like you're the first one, but it's like everyone here is, you know, so developed, and there's a lot of old money. There's a lot of like things that, you know, like you're starting from square one. These people are already 10 steps ahead of you. So you have to work 10 times as hard. And being a woman of color, it makes it 10 times harder for me because it's like I'm a woman. They don't really take me seriously. I'm of color. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of the times I have to be 10 times better than everybody and then some. Just so
Yeah.
that's why when I do other places, it's like people don't even understand what I've even gone through just to get out of Massachusetts. Never mind, you know. So it's like I think this place, everyone has so much heart here. Like it's like a dysfunctional family. Like
Yeah.
everybody like hates each other, but everyone loves each other so much. Like, bro, bro, our state took down the Boston Bombers, bro, in less than 24 hours, bro. Like, we literally came together as a state and literally caught these people immediately. Like, didn't let them leave the state. Like, you figure how tough and how like much heart everyone got to have for that to happen, for us all to band together and be like, nah, these bastards aren't gonna scare us. They're not gonna
Yeah.
change how we do shit here. You know, like this is really the place of champions for real. Like if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. And like that's on dogs, bro, for real. Like if you can make it in Boston and you can be here and you can, that's why it's so important for me to still like no matter where I go, I take Massachusetts, I take New England with me because this is such a special place to be from, you know? And it's not easy to make it here. It's very hard. So it's like I just think that that's what sets, you know, Massachusetts apart from a lot of places is because it's a place where you either sink or swim. There's no in between. You can't coast out here.
Yeah.
You can't just coast because doesn't cut it here. You know.
Nah, I felt that passion when you said that too. And I'm like, when you said like being a woman of color and everything like that, like that's the thing I be tripping about. Like, you know, it's 2024. Like, okay, people gotta have their own minds. Like, people are literally against each other based off of color. Like, that's crazy. And it's not even that deep for real, because if you want to be honest, well, I ain't gonna go that deep because we be going deep and stuff like that. But just like my skin color, I'm brown. I'm not. They say I'm black. Black is this number on my shirt. You know what I mean? Like, but I feel like people just be more so like, it's not racism. Racism is like classism and money and all that type of stuff. But being prejudiced is I don't like you because you this color, or you a woman and you know what I'm saying, you a woman of color and stuff like that. So like that's supposed to mean I'm mediocre or something. Like what we saying here?
Yeah.
My value is.
And the thing is up here too is that like down south, like at least like they're really real about it. You know,
Yeah,
like they
yeah.
let you know off rip how they
Yeah.
feel. Out here, they don't do that. They could go home and literally hate your guts, but
Oh
they're
wow.
not gonna say it to you. So you have no idea who's racist and who's not. because out in New England, they don't do it like that. They're really sneaky about it. Like, they'll block you from being able to advance, or they'll do shit that's gonna affect you in the long run, affect your children, affect your legacy. Because so they're really sneaky about it. At least I'd rather, if someone doesn't like me, I'd rather know at least that
Straight
out
up.
here you don't even know. Because if they get caught, being racist, then they could lose their job. They take that shit seriously out here, but at the same time they don't. So it's like it's a fine line. So it's like you don't even know who your ops really are half the time, because everyone out here is so quick to just be like smile in your face, but then they go back, they go back, yeah, exactly. They go back home and then they take their mask off, and they're the ones behind all these weird tweets or all these fucking bots on Instagram, calling you.
That shit's crazy.
Yeah, it's that real shit, and you don't even know until they get caught up, and then they want to say sorry. It's like, nah, you're teaching your children to hate people that have nothing to even do with the misery that you live.
Straight
so
up,
it's
man,
yeah,
nah,
people are really good at hiding things out here.
And that's crazy because I ain't never been to Boston, right? But I got one of my young partners. He out there. He real talented in music, and I was like, we got a record, and I was just like, I'm supposed to go up to Boston to go shoot the video. 2025, I'm gonna try, but I ain't gonna get scared by that because I know how. Like I'm in the South, so we already know how I go with that type of stuff. But yeah, nah, definitely. I want to see what the city got to offer and what it looked like. It crossed my mind when I think of Boston Celtics and stuff like that, but it's just like, dang, he up there. I said, okay, we need to go shoot that for real. But I think it's gonna help me grow in some type of way, just seeing a new scenery and just being in a different energy and stuff like that. Cause
and don't get me wrong, bro, the town, bro, is top tier. You have a good time,
Yeah.
Like everywhere you go, there's gonna be weird people or haters, but
facts.
Boston is a really great place. It really is. Like it's so diverse. There's so much going on. Like there's just so much. Like there's so that you come one, even though it's a small place, you can't see everything in one trip.
Yeah. Nah, facts. And I feel like, like you say, anywhere you go, just like Florida, Georgia, anywhere, you always got those little small towns that they fixed on with their own, but then you got places that grew so much more than that, So can you share a specific memory from your childhood that deeply influenced your artistic journey?
Well, both my parents have always been extremely supportive of me in general. Like, my father's a musician, so I was born in the studio, and my mother's a music lover. Like, how they met. Like, I was made for music, you know what I mean? Like, love and music, that's what I was made out of. So it's like, I think just my whole existence has really influenced how I feel about music, how it makes me feel, how I want my music to make people feel. Because, like, my parents literally met through music, made me through music, and like music has just always been a huge part of my life in general. So like, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where it comes from. Like, music, I've never lived a day without music in my life, and it's the best way to describe how I feel about things when I don't have the words.
Nah, I definitely feel that. That's deep. Like you say, both parents creatives, and that's a lot. That's powerful right there. Real. So what in general sparked your interest in like becoming an entertainer yourself though? Like just getting into the music, like, hey, I'm gonna be this one day. I know like early on you would do like I was like used to print out lyrics and write them down or write the lyrics down. I was like, bro, that takes me back. I said she's definitely a musician with that one. Like just memorizing it, like that's the stuff that we would do before, like write the stuff down and remember it. I think I remember doing 50 lyrics like that because man, we came out. Yeah, you had to know it. They get rich without trying. I wanted to know everything on them.
Yeah, like my cousins and my mom, everyone would be at the beach. I'd be inside the house just looking up music on YouTube, printing out lyrics. Like they'd be all having a great time in the summer. I'd be in the house literally just downloading, going on LimeWire, downloading a bunch of music to put on
Yeah.
my iPod Shuffle that can only have hold like 100 songs. Like, bro, like that's what I was doing when everyone was outside. Like, I was, I was just, I'm infatuated with music and the history of music. So it's like when something really hits me, I need to understand it in its entirety and really feel it. And so like, yeah, like I've sacrificed a lot of personal time and personal experiences to delve into music and to really understand it and enjoy it for what it is. All types of music too, like any and every type of music. Like I have obviously favorite genres and time periods and things like that, but I'm just a lover of music in general, like anything.
Ooh, so speaking of your influences from different genres, like who were your early music influences and how did they inspire you? We're gonna start right there.
I think my biggest influence had to be Billie Holiday. I love her. I love her music, and I love how she could put the time, what was going on for the time, into her music. And even now, like when you hear it, like her music, like, and you just have a piece of her life, a piece of history. Like that's my probably like my main influence, when it comes to music. But I think like her, Stevie Nicks, like Fleetwood Mac, Michael Jackson, obviously, because I mean, so that man's amazing. Like I remember being on my Walkman, having the greatest hits of Jackson 5 playing in my ears, like being little, like Sly and the Family Stone, Earth, Wind and Fire, uh just a lot of those abstract, those first, like those barrier breakers. I really enjoyed, like that type of music that broke barriers and stood for something.
Mhm.
But like as far as like early, like that, a lot of that's what my parents listened to. My mom, listened to Aerosmith and John Bon Jovi, and my dad was, listening to, all this, all this really soulful, like the
Yeah.
Temptations, Motown, like those are my influences growing up.
Ooh, that's a deadly combination too. Cause like just even from the Stu Pickles record, like I noticed how you went from it's the tones. The tones is not the same throughout the whole record, especially when the beat just the breakdown. Now you go to singing and then the harmony and the notes, and then when it comes right back to it, it's just like I like the type of artists that can do that, where it's like, all right, I'm getting in the car and we just ride. We just coasting like that. Like, nah, give me some turns, turn the wheel a little bit here, let me like don't keep it the same all the way, cause man, I might fall asleep on the ride. I might fall asleep on the ride for real. So out of these artists though, you can only choose 3, dead or alive, who had the most impact though.
So I picked 3
And why?
artists.
Yeah, only 3. You can do dead or alive, whatever genre, but who impacted you the most and why? Like in your artistry.
And I can only pick 3. That's crazy.
Yeah, only 3. I hear everybody every time. They be like,
these aren't my top 3 favorite artists, but as
yeah.
far as influence
Impactful
goes,
though, impactful. I'm talking about through the
yeah. So
whole,
I'd say Billie Holiday, Frank Ocean, and Rihanna.
Frank Ocean, okay, yeah. Rihanna, yeah, I can see that. Yeah. All right. So can you describe your first experiences with music though? Like what feelings did it invoke? Like how can I say like even when you started, even when you first heard your first couple records or whatever and stuff, something that like the feelings it gave you where it was like this is resonating with me, or whatever record that came on, like when did you feel your feelings getting stronger for it?
I feel like from a young age, I mean, like I told you, my father's a musician, so like, that right down the street from our crib, we used to go to his friend Bam Bam's house, and we would go, and they had a huge studio in the basement, and like I would be there at at band practices and everything. And I think when I realized like how much like music really controlled me physically, I think was, and how much it really took over my soul and my heart and my emotions. We were downstairs and they were, at band practice, and that bass and that was just hitting, and I was over here just kicking the wall. I was literally just kicking this wall like really hard, and they started realizing they're like, yo, to my dad, they're like, Mark, your kid's wilding. Why is she kicking the wall? He goes, she's just feeling the music. Like, that's really what she's feeling right now. Like, she's feeling this bass, she's feeling the drums, she's feeling everything. And her body's just taking over. She can't help it. I'm gonna tell her to stop kicking the wall because she's gonna break your fucking wall. But at the same time, like, he's like, I can't blame her. Like, this shit really slaps. So like I've just always been, and I'm also I'm a dancer too. Like, so I started ballet when I was 2. So music is just always taken over, like, my mind, my body, my soul, my emotions. Like, I be sitting in the car, like, hearing a song, like, crying, like, do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I like music can affect me in a second, like, and it don't matter. Like, I literally tell everyone, oh, be quiet, be quiet. What's this song? I need this song right now. Like, even to the point where I don't have like streaming platforms. I buy all my music. So like, I don't have iTunes. I mean, I don't have Apple Music. If I like a
Mhm.
song, I go to iTunes and I buy it. Like, all the music that's on my phone is bought and paid for. Like, there's not going to be any music on my phone that, like, I don't absolutely love. So like, you know what I mean? Like, music is just, it really is part of, like, me. Like, it's always just been a part of me, like, no matter what. Like, yeah, I have a million experiences, or I could tell a million stories, but just blank point period, like, music is in me. Like, it saved my life, it's a part of my everyday, and it helps me. It's almost like a it's almost like it's like medicine, like, I need it in
Well,
order to get all, like, the things in my life experiences out there, and it helps me understand, like, let people understand they're not alone. You know what I mean? It's when no one else is there for me, music's always going to be there for me. And that's been a long, lonely journey, but music has never led me astray. Music has never abandoned me ever in my life. It's always there when I need it.
see, y'all listening to that statement from Nim K. So when you hear that music from her, she giving you everything and every bit of her in her music, and she's sincere about it. So that's the type of response you need to hear from artists too, not just, yeah, I just do this because of that, or they ain't really just, you can tell who's sincere about what they really into and they craft, and they break it down. Because you see the emotions and feelings behind too. I was like, okay, I was like, yeah, she into it. Like, and I like to hear that because as an artist to myself, like, I get into it. It's like medicine, like you say, like, you need a dose of it for real. So how did you initially develop your skills as an artist? Like, was there any routines, that you did that helped you grow, either in the songwriting or just composing?
Well, I started out, like, cause when I was younger, like, my parents, they broke up when I was really young. So like, I always had a journal. Like, I always wrote, like, down my feeling. My mom was like, write your feelings, cause like, I would never, like, talk about it or get it
Mhm.
out. So like the writing wise, I've always been a writer. Like, I've always been someone who puts my feelings into, like, but as I got older, I was part of a few choirs. Like, I was in the choir at school. Like, I was in Gordon College choir when I was young. Um like, and my grandmother would tell me, because I'm not like a super religious person, but I have a lot of faith in a higher power. And my grandmother would always tell me, like, when you sing, it's like praying 10 times as hard, like, because of the waves and you know what I mean? So as I got older,
Frequency,
I
yeah.
realized how powerful my voice was, not just speaking, but like singing and all those other things. So like, like I told you earlier, when people were at the beach or whatever, I'd be inside listening to music and perfecting my voice, or, finding my pocket, finding my sound. And like, over time, it's like, I've grown into that. And like, even, I'm signed to ST, I'm signed to Terminology, a rapper from Lawtown, which is also in Massachusetts, 978. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
so,
was
and
waiting.
he's helped me grow a lot too, develop, and just everything. Like, so it's just like, I don't have like a routine or anything. Like, I've just, let life and experiences like just help me get better. And you also have to practice. Like people, it's not just something that people could be talented and naturally gifted, but you have to practice. You have to,
Facts.
prepare. You have to, you know what I'm saying? So like it's not just what people see happening, but it's like I be at home like and practicing and like looking up all different music and trying to perfect my voice and trying to do anything I can, just to get better. So I feel like it's just like a thing with time and actually wanting to be better and realizing that where music is taking me to the next level, and with the next level comes more work and more preparation. So I think just like at the beginning, it was more so just something that I felt like I wanted to be good at, because I always knew I could sing, or I would even play like those games on Wii, like the American Idol game. And I was
Mhm.
always doing something with singing, trying to perfect what I do, because it's always been something I wanted to do. I've always wanted to be an entertainer, so I think when you want something and and you believe in yourself, like how could you not constantly do it and be a part of your life all the time? Like even when I'm at work, like I'm posting shit, like I'm writing music, I'm writing songs, like it every waking moment of my life, that's what I'm doing, like, and that's how you become the best, or that's how you become the best, your best version of you. It has to be part of your life. It's a lifestyle, like just like a diet or anything. You can't just do a fad diet and think like, oh, just because you drop 30 pounds this month doesn't mean that you're going to stop and you're not going to gain that weight back next month. It has to be part of
Mhm.
your life. It has to be a lifestyle. And slowly but surely, like music is now almost becoming like a full-time thing for me, and I'm blessed. I have a full-time job, but music is just a full-time job as well, so you have
Straight
to,
up.
in order to get better and to grow, or anyway, for what's worked for me, it's just embedding it in my lifestyle.
Nah, facts. Like it's just when you, like you say, when you really passionate about the craft and stuff like that, it's almost like it becomes an effortless thing over time too. Cause it's like, okay, it don't take me that long to come up with a song, like writing it wise, because like you say, all the
Mhm.
time that's been put in though, it's like in the beginning, you're doing it because you're enjoying it so much. Like you're not even worrying about how long it's gonna take me or whatever. Or am I gonna be here by a certain time? Because it's like we speaking in ears when you say line wire and stuff like that. Social media wasn't even like it wasn't what it is now. So
Right.
when you're a student in the game before all this happens, you really real deal was doing music before it was a popular or trendy thing to do. Like you really was into it. So it's like now I came in the game giving the same thing back that was gave to me. So it's like I didn't come in
Exactly.
and chasing anything. This is literally a part of my life. Like I just do this. Like
Literally.
so when folk like sitting ask me questions about it, it's like, let me take you back then to where this really started at, because it ain't start because social media. Then now like this was the real deal. Like doing is like it was sports or something. For
Yeah, like
real.
it's like Pablo Picasso. I think it's Pablo Picasso. He was at like a cafe or something, and someone pulled up on him and was like, "Yo, like, can you draw a picture on this napkin?" So he did, and he gave it to them. But he said, "Yo, it's gonna be this much money," and they're like, "That took you 2 seconds to do. Why are you charging me so much?" He goes, "Drawing on this napkin took a lifetime to know how to do. Just because I did
Man,
it in 2 seconds doesn't mean that this is worth 2 seconds. This is worth a
nah,
lifetime
it's a
of me
lot of
painting." So it's like, bro,
man.
it's a lifetime of experiences and things that amount to that moment. Just because I got on stage and I was on stage for 10 minutes, bro, me being on stage for 10 minutes, it took a lifetime for that to happen. you
No, my
know
God.
so it's like you're paying for the years of wisdom and the years of experience that it takes to be there, no matter how long someone's doing something or how long it takes someone. It only took him 2 seconds to do that because a whole lifetime of experience gave him the
Yep,
power to be able to throw that picture on that napkin in 2 seconds.
straight up. And I'm
It's like
just
muscle
like,
memory. It's just a part of him.
facts. And with all respect too, you gonna pay for this because it ain't just no
Yeah.
no
Nim
real.
don't do nothing for the free. What are you talking about?
Straight up. Now look, we gonna talk about the work, man, because
And
doing
if
the
I
like,
do something for the free, it's off the strength.
yeah, it's a difference. It's like, okay, if I'm dealing with an artist and there's depending on how they come out from you come out extra cocky and all that, okay, all right, because I know already I can see through all that. You feel me? And I know my worth as an artist. Like you build your worth, so it's like we know them. We know that the check coming. That's already destined. Already, you already got your destination. It's just you got to stick to the plan. Your craft gonna bring all this stuff. It's already there for you. It's just like getting to it. So it's like, but boy, when I get there and them cocky artists and y'all, okay, you're gonna have to pay a check for this wordplay because I got too much lingo and y'all gonna have to pay for it. Real.
Exactly.
So take us back to that first time you recorded music. It's like music. Can you walk us through that moment? What was the feelings like, when you hear that playback and you like, this is me? Like,
well, the first time I ever recorded a song and like put it out, I
yeah.
actually did it. I threw my phone on GarageBand. I had like a loft bed, which is like it's almost like a bunk bed, but underneath it was like a desk. And
Yeah.
I built this like cardboard thing and like put it around me. Like I locked my door. I put my like a sign on my door saying, "Mom, please don't open the door." Like had towels stuffed under the door. Had like this cardboard thing. Just had some regular
Ooh.
iPhone headphones that I had to plug into my. And I didn't even. It wasn't even like I was pretty sure it was an iPod Touch. It wasn't even a freaking phone. And
Mm-hmm.
I recorded the first song I ever recorded. Was called Gemini, and like I literally did it on the headphones, mixed in everything on the GarageBand and like
Yeah.
put it out like just blindly, like just put it on SoundCloud and people were like, "Yo, oh my God, like I didn't know you could sing. I didn't know you could do this. I didn't know you could do that." And then
Yeah.
people were like, "Yo, where do you record?" I'm like, "Bro, I record this on my phone." Like and people were like, "What?" So you figure
Mm-hmm.
like first time I ever, recorded anything, I wasn't even in the studio. I was in my room and it took days for me to do it just because of I'd click something and it would just fuck everything up or you know what I mean?
Oh
Because it was
man.
yeah, so but like the first time I ever like went to the studio and like really recorded, like that's when I
Mm-hmm.
realized, oh wow, there's a whole other world. There's a whole other side of this stuff that I need to learn and need to focus on. And it's like I just knew when I was in the studio, this is where I want to be. You know what I mean? Like this is what I really want. This is where I want to be. Like, and then the more development came from me being at the studio or seeing like bigger studios where people, have rooms for bands and all types of stuff. It just made me realize this is what I want, so much more because I felt so at home and oh, excuse me, felt so at home and just felt, like this is where I belong, like and that's how I knew, this is what I want to do. This is like and it's not always the easiest, it's not for the weak, but it's where I love to do. It's how I just it's in my heart.
Nah, facts though. It's more like when you showed up, you feel like you belong. It ain't like, I'm gonna turn around and go the other way. Like it hit different. Um, so looking back at your first project release, like how do you feel you evolved as an artist since then?
Actually, I don't have any projects out. I have
So like
singles out, but
your
I've
first
never
record.
yeah, my first record, I mean,
Mhm.
it was just me. It was me, my boy Zone Smiz, which he's a great producer. He's out in Cali, like right now, probably working on
Yeah,
something in Drulo or somebody. But we were in his basement, bro. We made the beat like my first song out was Star,
yeah,
what I sang on the radar. But like we made that beat from scratch. We were there all night. We broke night. Like, and I think that was the day I really realized, like, this is what I want. Like, in the song I said, I want this shit for life. Cause I do, like, and that, I think that had to be the first time that I really knew to myself that this is real and I want this and it's attainable, but we broke night, bro. Like, I wouldn't allow us to leave the studio until I finished that song. Like, so Star being one of the first songs that I've ever put out, like I'm real proud of it because like we really made that song from scratch and didn't leave that studio until it was done. And then I put it out and a lot of people didn't get it, at first. Cause when I put it out, it was before the pandemic. So like A lot of people were like kind of fad things, or like it was like there was a certain type of blueprint you had to reach. After the pandemic, it was like people were inside for so long that people were doing all types of stuff, and now music is a lot more accepting, and there's so many genres now of and subgenres of things. But people didn't get Star, you know. So many people hated on it, that song, you know, and now it's one of my fan favorites, you know. So I think it also, like me releasing that first song, it also taught me to not take things so personally either, and take people's opinion for fact. Like, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, you know, but that song it's one of my classics, like, and it just gets better with time. Like, just because some people don't get it at first doesn't mean that it's, like you said earlier to me, like personally, when we weren't on here about Stu Pickles, just because it's not new to me doesn't mean it's not new to somebody else, or someone's not feeling it. The music's out there. Like, bro, who's that girl that from Stranger Things, that song, like, run up the hill, run up, bro, that song has been how old, you know, but Stranger Things gave it a whole new lease on life, you know. And there's kids that, you know, would have never known about her, but now they do, because like someone heard that song and was like, yo, we're putting this on a whole next level type thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, I just think that first song really gave me the understanding of like what it is to be timeless. You're not making something just for the moment, you're making it to last a lifetime.
That's facts. Like, just knowing, like, you know, the music that you pull up right now, even when you mention Michael Jackson as an icon, like, you want that feeling, like, this gonna be able to be like played all around the board years later, you know, years to come. Like, and it's like certain artists I know now, generations, the songs getting passed down. Like, that's huge.
When I listen to music, I can tell, like, you know, what someone's going through, and it's how you put your heart, your soul, and your feelings into something everyone can understand and interpret in their own way. It's a different kind of art, because sonic waves can control people, you know, like, so like when you put like so much emotion and passion in your life story, it's the new Bible, you know what I mean? Like, music is the new Bible, bro. Like, it's stories that are in life experiences that'll last a lifetime, like, and will constantly affect people in new generations. And it and even if there's different things going on, like, you can still relate it to those things. So that's what I think music is. Music is it's a way to document what's happening for the time. Like, you figure, like, that's how we talk about our struggles. That's how we talk about what's going on. Like, it's a way to bring people together. It's a way to sonically bring people up into a place. You're painting a picture with sound.
You telling nothing but facts on that. Like, I literally just released the song. I like doing this for fun though. Like, you know how like Wayne used to like go over like other people beats and stuff like that. So I kind of like still apply that to this day. So like, if I hear like a popular song or a record that I like, I'll remake the song and turn it into a whole different record.
Exactly. So
like
that's actually a funny thing. Like, Star, my song I was just talking about, we basically chopped and screwed and like sampled that song. Like, I'm wishing on a star. So I'm singing that in the back the whole time, and people don't
just got that
like,
for the free from Nim K.
Yeah, like, people don't understand, like, you know, like that. People they sample a song a million times, they remix it or whatever. Like, I've mastered the art of actually remixing songs and people not even realizing it until they've listened to it a million times. Like, Star, literally a remix of the song I'm wishing on. Like, there's literally, it's that song. And if you really think about it, I'm talking about the same shit. I'm talking about, and that is what I love about music, is that you can take something that inspires you from so long ago and give new life to it constantly. Music is constantly evolving. It's constantly moving with the times. Like just like a song that blew up a week ago could, like, everyone forget about it. Now there's a new song, and it's every day. Every second, music is growing and advancing.
Gold mouth, rabbit on my teeth, I got carrots. Open up a mouth and she got vocals sound like Janet. Marble on the floors, but the kitchen kinda granite. Lean color perk, you would think it's pomegranate. I see flying saucers finna roll another planet. It will fall in place
I got stones around my neck. If you pay attention, I teach her how to earn respect. I walk around with a tag like I'm mad at the rail. People do any damn thing for a check. So what if you got signed labels, throw them on the shelf? I don't ask for help, I just go within myself. Hard times I prevail, I bust up out my shell. I let my nuts hang, cause they don't got no curfew.
Gold mouth, rabbit on my teeth, I got carrots. Open up a mouth and she got vocals, sound like Janet.